Boo. Boo.
You're listening to In Response, a legacy podcast. A show where three handsome guys talk about their favorite Magic the Gathering format, Legacy. This show is brought to you by queerness@anycost.com and austrian-legacy.com. You can support the show at patreon.com/response_legacy. And now, lean back and enjoy.
Hello everyone and welcome to the 42nd episode, the answer to everything of
In Response,
a legacy podcast.
I'm Philipp Klein.
I am Daniel.
And I'm Peter Plank.
And we're talking about legacy.
Most of the time.
And this time we're talking about probably one of the biggest topics in the near future. But at first, we'd like to thank our Patreons, Christian Knights and Matt Duncan. Thank you for being our patron and keeping the show alive.
Thank you very much.
And if you want to follow us, you can follow us on Twitter. It's at response_legacy. And so we'll dive right into the topic, or do we want to make up some stories about our private life?
Maybe kind of. So you have been traveling last weekend to the Four Seasons tournament.
Yeah.
So you just came back, basically, but you arrived back home yesterday, as far as I remember, right?
I'm already really tired, actually. Peter, how was your travel?
It was actually pretty nice.
Really?
I really enjoyed traveling overnight from Sunday to Monday.
Okay.
It was quite perfect for me. I mean, we drove at 8 o'clock. We started in Bologna and we arrived at 4 o'clock in the morning at my place. I've slept from 9 to 12 o'clock for 3 hours. Then we went to McDonald's, had a small dinner, and then drove together with Michael the last part of our journey, which was like quite okay since I slept for a few hours beforehand.
Nice. I thought it would be a little bit more shitty, but I'm glad it worked out for you in the end.
I mean, the traveling from Friday to Saturday was a little bit troublesome because of like traffic issues and stuff like that, and way too many flights in Bologna. So, I mean, we planned like we arrive at the hotel at 6 o'clock in the morning, and then we can get to sleep or rest at the hotel pool. But there were so many flies that we couldn't sleep there because like one or two flies on each like leg, and they are jumping and rubbing itself to
So
to
there
the
were
body.
flies and not mosquitoes.
No, just normal flies. Regular flies.
Okay, that's
So in
strange.
this autumn time, they kind of like to go crazy, apparently.
Yeah, it was wet because it was like in the shadows, the place when we arrived there, and so it was like a little bit of humidity.
Yeah, I'm a little bit jealous because I couldn't join you in the last weekend, but
We totally missed you.
Yes.
And
And a lot of guys missed you down there.
a lot
Really?
of folks, yeah, definitely.
oh yeah,
They
hopefully
always were asking, hey, where's Daniel?
you're lying, right?
Maybe.
I mean, not all of them, a handful. But
But I appreciate the effort. No, yeah. I hope I can make it next time again. Last
because
time
of another reason,
because of another reason. Which reason?
the next topic.
Well,
But
yeah.
we won't spoil it.
Maybe, maybe because of this. Yeah. But before we talk about this mysterious topic, I kind of have to finish my studies. I have this week is my last week as a student actually, and then I'm completely lost in space time of work, and I need to be a grown up now.
Finally.
Finally
yeah.
on your own feet.
But I'm happy because I'm heading next week to the biggest journey of my life. 4 weeks, or no, actually
Your
it's
wedding?
6 week. No, 6 weeks in the US of A. Will be the next weeks that and therefore I couldn't. I didn't wanna join this time for the Four Seasons tournament.
So that's for our listeners. I have some bad news for you. We are going on a little hiatus.
Yeah.
So this will be the last episode until the end of October. Because, as you probably don't know, Daniel is doing our editing. And therefore he won't be able to do the editing for us in the US. So, I mean, maybe we can find someone to edit episode for us, but I think we just wait for you until you get home and have a lot of nice stories to tell.
Maybe
certainly, sir.
Maybe we will stream an evening or something like that.
Yeah,
maybe
you can do
schedule
this.
something like that, which would be a little bit easier.
And I also will try to make a Twitter post or something to basically tell the world, hey, if you need a guest for a podcast, I'm here. Go check me out.
I'm the 1x Dropking of Bologna.
Pretty much, you're right.
So, yeah.
So, do we want to talk about Four Seasons or the other topic?
Maybe we do the bigger topic at first.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
So our listeners don't have to wait that long. So for our listeners, if you're a regular of legacy podcasts in general, I'm pretty much sure that you already heard about the European Legacy Masters. And that's the great news. I mean, we're a little bit late to the party, but we didn't want extra episode just for this.
It was not really official when we published or recorded our last episode.
Yeah, because we recorded the last episode basically 1 day before before it was official, and it's like, oh fuck, we can't do this yet.
Yeah, it was a little bit. I mean, we also had the big tournament, the qualified even for, which we will talk about in depth later, which happened also at the week before the announcement. So there was a lot of like,
overlap.
Why didn't you said that we can qualify for such a cool thing? But we have to explain the cool thing.
Actually, yeah. So as the whole concept basically stems from the community of Italy, and the idea of the European Legacy Masters is that you have a European-wide qualifying event over the whole year, basically. And each country or member can organize themselves a number of invites.
Yeah.
And which are alleged to travel to Bologna, where basically the whole throne of European Legacy Master will be crowned in a showdown of, this nice qualifier at the end of the year, basically. I think it should be in which month? I think
it's on the 3rd of December.
3rd of December this year, for example.
Yeah.
So
and for the next year, it will be in September.
In September.
Forward, yeah.
Okay, yeah. So this time, I think because we announced it that late, or they decided to schedule it a little bit later into the year. And for next year, there's basically the whole year time for all the tournament organizers to give out their invites ahead of time so that the people can plan their travel and actually travel to Bologna in September.
Yeah.
Actually, it wasn't always... at first, it wasn't really safe if we are doing the European Legacy Masters this year at all. I mean, because there were some voices who said, maybe it should be better if we do it all next year.
Yeah.
But then we just talked about it, and then we thought, it could be great if we would do such a thing as a beta testing beforehand, and then we can improve on it. So probably, if you don't already know, we three are the representatives of Austria for the European Legacy Masters. So if you're a TO for next year, or you know a TO which wants to hold tournaments to qualify for, just hit us up, reach out to us on Twitter, at response_legacy, or on our second, or maybe the main project, at Austrian_legacy, the Austrian Legacy League. So that being said,
there's also a website of the European Legacy Masters. I think it's just
EuropeanLegacyMasters.com.
.com, I think, where you can also get all the information. We will certainly link the website in the show notes as well.
Definitely.
And currently, I'm curious because I don't have the exact number. How many countries do we have actually in
I think it's 19 or 20 currently.
19 or 20?
It's since yesterday there are 20.
Yeah.
20 countries?
Yeah, because Bulgaria joined yesterday, and I think the Brits are already talking with Ireland.
So even 21 maybe.
Even 21 maybe.
Okay, so up to 80. So I think for this first year we said 4 invites each country.
Yeah.
And so this would be up to 84 players if Iceland or Ireland? Ireland will join for this big event in December.
Yeah. And I mean, it's like a beta test, so nothing is set in stone from this event. So we will test out how it functions. And then the qualifier will be basically remade for next year, because like direct invites are not possible, which is for this year because like not every country has the time and space to organize like big events. For example, Germany has like a lot of different groups where they're playing like 25 different belay groups of like 40 or above players. So it's like very, very different or difficult to organize something. So they will make like an voting for all the best players that they have in the country. For example, Marc-Eric Vogt, Julian Knab, Kaiser Vatari, Jörg Heinrich, and much, much more. So will be an interesting experience for this year. We will have definitely some kind of an all-star event with a lot of bigger players attending. I think Andrea Mengucci is also attending.
Probably.
Yeah, probably. I'm not entirely sure now, but I think he will attend as a
special invite or something?
Special invite, not for Italy, but
in general.
Yeah.
As an ambassador of the format, like something like that.
He's a big voice for the community that can also spread the word rather easily and get more people to know this project and get involved, or get more people involved in this, and more excitement.
Yeah, and we also try to really lift the spirit up of the whole tournament. We will try to do something like a Nations Cup in this, but we don't have really an idea how this should look like.
I mean, we have ideas, but nothing is talked about.
Yeah, nothing is set in stone, actually. So there's some ideas, and I would really love to if we would have a Nations Cup-like ranking in the end.
But before going more into detail, I think we should shout out the sponsor of the event, which is like basically the first sponsor. Mm-hmm. It's like Bose MTG. He sponsored, I think, €500 and a few playmats for the top 8. So thank you very much, Bose.
Thank you. Yes.
You're doing good stuff in promoting the event, and we will definitely promote your services.
Oh, that's true.
And
so one big aspect about this whole project is that each country can organize their invites individually. Yep. So there's quite a bit of room of flexibility, and they can make, for example, single tournaments where the first place gets an invite, or they can make, basically they can just vote players, or they can just make some leagues, or I don't know, some, like, say, prizes in certain kind of ways. So there's basically no end to the whole spectrum how you can invite new players. But should we talk about how Austria wants to do this in a way?
Yeah, for sure. So in Austria, our first 2 slots are already given out. Mm-hmm. So basically the first slot is given out to Markus Schmidhuber. Yeah. He has won the Austrian Legacy League this year with a really, really...
With an astonishing
Yeah.
65.56% win percentage over the whole year, which is like insane.
Yeah, we have to think about it. 36 FNMs with 4 rounds each. So he has played in... Oh my gosh, I'm so bad at maths, actually. 200...
100
He has 217 points.
144.
144 matches and a 65 win rate.
So he attended each and every round of this whole year season 7 league that we have, which is very, very impressive.
Yeah, that's true. And our second invite goes to Jonas Bornfein. He has won the Austrian Legacy League Seasons End tournament.
Yeah, there will be coverage coming soon on our YouTube channel, so that we advertise this year. Coverage will be done by me and Flora and Schimple.
And we will put the link in the show notes.
Yeah, I mean, it won't be out when it comes out, but we will put the link into the YouTube channel where you can watch it in the near future. Yeah, I think.
And for the then we have 2 slots left to give out this year. So the third slot will be on the... I got to look this up now.
On
Is
the
it the
29th of October in Vienna at the 3-for-1 in Vienna, yeah.
The winner of this tournament will get an invite. Is it a 1.5k?
I mean, it's announced as a 1k.
A 1K?
It usually goes up to 1.2k if it's like booked out, which we definitely expect.
I hope so. I mean, it's for the European Legacy Masters.
Obviously.
And yeah, those events are usually pretty great. I really like the organizer. They are a well-known single seller in especially for legacy and old school players or vintage players. So they have a lot of cards. They have really good quality and really good prices. So we shouted out them now so we can get paid for advertisement.
Just sponsor us.
That's the only thing that is missing, right? Kind of. I mean, more or less missing. I mean, the whole structure and the whole organization of this event has been done at this point, or the general idea. Some refinement needs to be done. Like this year is kind of on beta testing mode, and next year we can adapt and make some changes. Maybe adapt the number of invites, but this is a whole different topic, and it's not really decided if it will stay at 5 invites for each country. 4. This can change, but the general idea is set and should also be the same for the following years, I think.
Yeah, the concept is definitely there, and this one is like to showcase how the European community is, so that we can make a really, really big and fantastic event for next year.
And not even a fantastic event, a fantastic community everywhere in Europe.
Yeah, the community definitely is there. We have so many people wanting to join in, wanting to organize for their own country. It's like really, really cool.
I think one actually nice thing is that could help this whole project is the announcement of Card Market, the latest. Do you know what they said?
It's a little bit, actually, I'm a little bit sad on the one hand, and but a little bit happy on the other hand, like because of the thing you will see now.
Yeah, the Card Market series is discontinued until this point. I think this is the sad part.
This is definitely a sad part.
But on the other hand, maybe they're looking into sponsoring more or supporting community-driven or other tournament-based projects. And maybe the European Legacy Masters can be a part of that. So there is an opportunity there. I don't know if there has been talks about this with MKM or Card Market. Sorry, I'm still referring to.
Well, we're old school.
Austrian and German listeners know this.
Yeah, it's Magic Card
MKM.
It's not only for Austrian and Germans. Like the whole continent of Europe refers to them as MKM. And not as C in
Card Market.
SCM, yeah.
SCM, yeah.
I mean, what is CM? MKM is like the shit.
Yeah. But yeah, of course, very sad that this the series is discontinued. I think this was a nice little tournament project.
Yeah, I will miss the MKM series in Prague forever. Probably.
Because of the drinking purposes?
Yeah, because of the gathering.
I mean, there were like hilarious, great moments for Austria in Prague.
True.
Yeah, that's true. Oh my gosh. I'm actually quite happy that we didn't have the podcast back then.
Would have been a little bit more difficult to publish.
Yeah, probably.
But anyways, maybe there is some kind of Czech Republic invitational for the European Legacy Masters in Prague. In the
We just
future.
drive up there.
We just could drive up there. Yeah. This is basically the same
Sounds
thing.
nice.
Yeah.
We talked to the Czech guys.
Yeah.
We'll do this.
We want a big event in Prague. So yeah. But where will the Elm be? I mean, we said like it's on the 3rd of December and it will happen at the Four Seasons tournament autumn.
It's autumn, yeah.
It's always at the end of the season when I always think it's the next season, because like September is not summer for me, September is autumn, and December is winter. And
Yeah,
not
that's because
autumn, but it's always at the end of the season.
Yeah.
I talked with Andolo Lorenzo, which is like one of the two organizers, together with Gabrielle. And yeah, they said they just wanted to build events at the end of the season that you can look forward to and playing. They didn't plan like big events just for 100 people and stuff like that. And then it just skyrocketed, went big. Now everyone comes from all over the Europe to Bologna. And there we will have the European Legacy Masters for December for 2022. And yeah, it will be awesome.
And what's really great about this is you can play in the... If you're qualified, you can play in the European Legacy Masters on Saturday and then join the Legacy main event of Four Seasons Autumn on Sunday.
Nice.
So you have got a whole fucking weekend of Legacy.
Yeah,
Nice.
and the Sunday event is basically something like between a 6 and a 10K or something like that. Depends how big it is.
Yeah.
So it's definitely worth coming here, even without qualifying for the European Legacy Masters. There will be a big Legacy side event on Saturday, or even a vintage event if you're into that. And on Sunday there is the big Legacy main event, which we will talk about now, I think.
Yeah, I think we are simply not done with advertising for Four Seasons because we will talk the next 10 or 15 minutes at least again about this. We basically had this done in June already, but we'll do this here again because
We won't stop deck riding for seasons. No.
definitely not. I mean, the tournament series are so awesome. The food is so great, and the gathering and the folks are marvelous. Really.
Did they have some kind of community dinner like the last time?
Nah, this time
We made it ourselves.
we made it ourselves. Yeah, basically. This was such a great.
We flooded the pizzeria.
What?
They were like,
You flooded what?
we flooded the pizzeria. A pizza place.
Yeah.
Because like they were usually prepared for like 40 people for all of them. And we were like, we're like 20 people. And then the first 15 came, then 5, then 5, then 5, then 5, then 5. We were like around like 25 to 30 people or something like that. And they only had like tables for like 4 people. So they put like the tables together when new people joined in.
My.
And it was like a big L over the whole restaurant where we sat.
At first, he wanted to put us in a straight line, but then the way to the toilets
Would be blocked.
Yeah. So we made an L, and then we said like that, and it was so great.
So only
And they
legacy
were-
guys.
Only legacy
there.
guys, and they were totally how does it
Stressed out.
stressed out, astonished. They took photos.
Really?
Yeah, because we didn't reserve us a seat or a table or something.
Yeah, we just went
we
there.
just went in there.
And they said, do you have place for 20 people? And then we were like,
It was
way
like,
more.
What the fuck? I mean, what the fuck is happening? Why are there suddenly so many folks from all over Europe
Nice.
in my fucking little pizzeria?
I mean, we were like basically from Germany, Austria, the UK, Swedish guys, and I think Adam
From the US.
from Ohio, if I remember
Yeah,
correctly.
from US. So a shout out here to Adam Wasmo. It was
He
great to see you.
won the vintage event and top 16 with Esper Doomsday, the main event. So
Wait, really?
he went 7-2 with Esper Doomsday. I think nearly exactly the same list
Wow.
as the winner.
No, it's a little bit different.
It's a little bit different.
He has Flusterstorm's main and a Profane Tutor. Is this kind of list?
Okay.
And Dalibor has Spell Pierces. 3 pieces.
I'm so unsure about the spell pierces.
Yeah, he likes
I
he
need-
likes them against the planeswalkers, the Narsets, the
and Minskin Boo.
Minskin Boo and the Teferis. It's basically against control.
I gotta say, I totally missed this that he also top 16
Yeah.
the main event. I knew that he split the finals in vintage.
Yeah.
He played, was it Esper PO?
Esper PO.
Esper PO, yeah,
I
I
haven't
think
looked
Esper
up
PO,
the
yeah.
desk list. I mean, I played in the event, but it was so blue. It was,
I mean, it's vintage for sure.
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
blue.
no.
it's only-
Usually there are Bazaar decks, but it was like full on blue, and yeah, but like a way different experience, like cutting opponents' decks with worth of 100,000 euros of cards.
That's the full vintage experience.
Yeah, but I got praised by one of my opponents that I had really nice looking proxies. So
Okay.
Yeah, because you've painted them yourself.
So where it is unlimited amount of proxies or just a P9?
unlimited amount. of
Unlimited.
proxies.
So you could proxy your whole deck.
Yeah, that's the reason because one opponent had like a full proxy deck.
Yeah.
And that's the reason for it, because if you use the cutout of like paper, you kind of want to have your full 75 proxied, even the basics, so that there could be nothing from a judge, because like every single card has like a paper cutout. So there should be
Exactly. So
nothing
that each and every card is indistinguishable to the other one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's actually there's a really funny anecdote here, because Adam only took his legacy deck with him
Yeah.
out of the US, and so he had to prox the whole vintage deck
With his legacy deck.
over his legacy deck, and he put
A
proxy basic island over his volcanics.
I saw the tweet. I didn't remember that it was Adam.
It's just so great. And not even beautiful basics like Guru was. It was just so he printed out draft basics over his volcanics. I mean, what the fuck? How great is that?
Okay, remember the post. I didn't know it was Adam. Great.
So great vintage event as it seems. So, but of course the main reason to go to 4 seasons is the legacy main event.
I mean, it was like playing vintage for first time was true.
Yeah, of course. But the true
reason is the food, yeah.
The food. Yeah,
No, the true reason is the gathering.
the gathering.
And the food.
What
The
I wanted
food
to
is great,
say
but the
is I'm interested to know what decks did you play at the tournament, the main
So,
event.
Peter, how was your painter experience?
Okay, I will just make it short because I said it like a lot of times already. I felt really, really, really uncomfortable putting my painter deck on the line in Bologna. I'm really, really having a hard time beating currently cards like Meltdown and stuff like that.
Hydroblast.
And Hydroblast is another big reason that is coming currently to Legacy, which is great against like the Goblin Welders. So like Delver decks had like 7 to 8 removal spells now between main and sideboard, and most of the time 2 Meltdowns. And Delver was already a pretty hard matchup to beat. And nowadays with 3 additional removes, 3 additional cards to sideboard against me, I didn't felt comfortable having like above 30% win percentage or something like that against Delver. The same thing goes currently against Cheska control and Bunt control. There are like 2 Hydroblasts coming out of those decks, and you have like Meltdown and Seeds of the Synods and Serenities in the sideboard, like 2 copies of those cards. So like you have again 3 to 4 cards against your deck, against my deck in the board. And with my deck being a deck that commits a lot of stuff to the board and then tries to play forward with that, having so many mass removals in the opposing decks is really, really hard to play against. And with that, I decided to move away from Painter, even though it's the
Blasphemy.
even though it's the deck I practiced for a year, because I personally felt really uncomfortable. And when I'm uncomfortable with deck, I don't play it really as well. And I went in and played Cheska Kitten. I said, it's a deck I like the combo, I like the concept of it. It may not suit me currently that well, and I will make mistakes, and it's okay for me. And then I made like sideboard and stuff like that, and I'm currently liking the deck a lot, and I think I will try it in the next few months and try to learn it a little bit more. And I mean, I went 1-2 drop. I dropped afterwards to make some content for us. Then I got fucked by my phone because like it only took voices for 2 out of my 7 interviews, and I made interviews with Mark, who went then second in the event, which we will talk about later. I made interviews with Marco Male and many other guys, and I only got the interviews only with Sahami Hadi, which is like a very, very big sunshine in the community, and with Andalo Lorenzo, as I already said, one of the 2 organizers and one of the best chefs I ever ate from food. So yeah, it was like a little bit of a horrible experience afterwards, but I liked the deck. I lost against Show and Tell, which had like really strong draws, and I had once mulligan to 5 and through double force backup, you can't really win against Show and Tell. Stuff like that happened, and I lost in the 5th extra turn in the first match against Jeskai Mentor, and 1-2-0 against Jessica Delva, but I gave the win to my opponent so that he can play afterwards the events, because I intended to drop after the 3rd round.
Mm-hmm. So actually, it seems like I can definitely see why you made this decision. And thinking about this metagame that was present in Bologna, there may be actually a case where a lot of decks would oversight in artifact hater in their sideboard, like all these meltdowns, serenities.
Yeah.
I think when I'm thinking about this metagame here, they didn't really have any targets there. But if you would run just Painter into this cold firestorm of meltdowns and serenities and what have you not, it would have been a completely disaster.
Yeah, I mean the mono red list that Callum Smith actually won a challenge with is one of the Painter lists that I would have even played in this metagame, because it's not an full-on multiple artifacts into play gameplay. Because you have a lot of blasts, you're playing 7 blasts main. I only can play 4 blasts, and I don't really think of going up in my brew, because you have like experimental synthesizer, which forces you to commit to the board. And he plays 7 red blasts in the main deck. He plays 3 bolts, 2 furies. I don't see him ever losing against Delva.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true.
I mean, he can lose against Delva, but you have a lot to play. There won't be a single Murktide Region attacking you.
Should not be the case, yeah.
And you have like 4 Favor of the Mirror Breaker to put away the cards that you don't want in a matchup, like additional lands.
Really good card, by the way.
Or bolts when it doesn't have any targets left. So, yeah.
I can see where I'm coming from. So maybe next time the hate will be going down when you can paint some nice pictures again.
or I can play the mono red list, since I bought 2 cities in Bologna. So.
Yeah.
They are really beautiful.
Financial time.
I bought 2 signed copies in Bologna.
Okay, nice. How much did you pay?
$450 for both. which was
For both. Okay, that's actually another
which was okay.
bad price.
Afterwards, I saw that I could buy 2 German cities for 440 on freeforone.com
Okay.
in excellent.
Oh, they were Italian.
No,
They were-
English
Okay.
signed, but I kind of like signed cards, and so
I
getting 2 signed ones.
Yeah,
I
it's
think
just a
like-
premium
that's the
for you.
correct
It's
decision.
It's
yeah.
like, I guess I paid 15 euros more on them as I would have at Freeforone, because like Freeforone has currently like a
That's
5% option. But yeah, really, really nice.
I completely see this upgrade. So
Yeah, signed is just so great.
signed and English. I'm an English guy, so
I mean, I'm a German guy, so
my English heart lights up.
I mean, for Painter, I'm currently in the process of fully Germaning it.
Yeah.
So, yeah. But, Phil, do you want to tell us about your dropping experience in Bologna?
Yeah, because I'm probably the greatest dropper in the world. nah, for
So
real.
you're the cliff diving champion.
Maybe. Now, for real, really, play-wise, I had a pretty horrible experience. I won 3 matches for the whole weekend. And that being said, I probably won't touch this deck ever again. It plays too much like Delver without having the sheer power of Delver.
Yeah, it is a powered down, a watered down Delver deck with added susceptibility to graveyard hate. I think
Funnily
so.
enough, the graveyard hit didn't really matter all the time.
But,
The only thing that was
just
really...
speaking in general.
So for listeners, I played Is It Phoenix? So basically it's blue-red Delver, and you take out the Murktides for Phoenix, and you play no Dazes and play for Faithless Looting, and instead of 4 Wastelands, you have 2 Metamorphose and 2 more Baubles. And that's basically it. So
So you lose your mana denial plan for a cute thing on turn 3 and 4.
yeah. But at least, I mean, I have one thing going for me, and this is that I didn't had to sell my soul to play Murktide Reaches. I mean, I was this fucking close to just buying Murktides on Saturday
And playing Delver.
and playing Delver, yeah, because I could have bought the
Wastelands.
Wastelands from Michael. And the Dazes, I mean, yeah, okay, then I shell out $15 for my second place at Dazes. That would be okay, and buy Murktides, but I decided against it because I'm a good boy, I'm a good player, and I don't want to support the fucking Murktide.
You were so close.
Yeah, I was so fucking close. This close. I mean, if you can see me right now,
That's why I wasn't there, because I would have just put you a little bit over this edge to actually make this commitment.
Probably, yeah. But I gotta say, I scrolled through the binders of the shops, and I couldn't find a single Murktide. So
Oh, they were sold out.
I don't know if they even had
Probably
it
if you
with
look at
them.
the meta game there.
Yeah. So maybe if I had found them, I would have bought them, but I didn't find them. So
Okay.
so everyone was saying, so everything was saying to me, you don't have to buy this.
It's not your
Will get
destiny.
banned. Yeah, it's not my destiny. And funny enough, despite it was Phoenix that I played, I didn't had much fun actually. The play style of tempo doesn't really suit me.
Yeah, that's sad.
So,
That's really unfortunate. I mean, sometimes tournaments are hard and the decks are difficult to play, but they should at least give you some joy and fun while you're playing. Otherwise, it's not really a purpose of playing the tournament.
Yeah, that's why I'm pretty sure that I won't touch this deck ever again. At least not without Bird Alive. I mean, if I have Bird Alive, I have a flashy play, and that's just fun to me. Even if I'm losing.
Yeah, Dark Ritual Buried Life is just way better than Faithless Looting Lavadat.
Hey, but it's 2 more damage.
Hey,
no,
Lavadat
it's actually 4 less damage.
Lavadat is really good.
Was really the silent MVP.
But Faithless Looting is not the legacy power level card in blue-red.
It-
That's my point.
That was a great addition here, because last time we said Wavelength is not a legacy power level card, and then you have Reanimator all over the place.
Not in a fair shell. Not
Yeah.
in a fair shell. In a graveyard-centric shell, it's always good. I mean, it's a graveyard-centric shell, but
I
it's
get
not
what
there.
you're
It's
coming
not
from,
there.
yeah. So basically I went in the side event on Saturday, went 1 free drop, losing it's a little bit more interesting if I say winning against Artisan Elves, which was first time for me that I've seen this deck. It's the new one from Hello Newton, from Newton Hang.
With Fingernassen.
Then in the main event I won against Blue-Black Ninjas.
Yeah.
And in the the second side event, I won against Jeskai Control, which is basically probably the easiest matchup ever for this deck. That's really easy.
Really? I think this might be biased there, but I don't think that overall this matchup is all that easy.
Because it's still a white remove suit
Yeah.
against Phoenix.
I don't know actually why, but
And
also
it
Michael has said this matchup is unwinnable for him.
I don't think
On
that's the
Jeskai
case.
Control.
I don't
mean,
think that's the case.
it really depends. I mean, Michael plays a free-to tribal list and not a Jeskai control list, because like how Breacher and Days are doing.
Is there a different Jeskai Control in the
If
meta
you're
at the
playing
moment?
Jeskai Control, especially the version like I played, there are a lot of kitten lists and control lists that try to only win with Wandering Emperor and stuff like that. They have like one Wandering Emperor in the chase, and they have again the Terminus and most of the time one Portent or stuff like that. So you really have the removal suit to deal with the Phoenix, because the Phoenix attack, then you Terminus them.
Then it was basically Jeskai Daybreacher that I have
Because
a
against
good matchup against.
Jeskai Daybreacher, I think you have a better matchup.
Yeah.
Because all of the Phoenix deal very, very well with the Planeswalkers. I mean,
And the Lava Dots was also really good in
Because
just
they
fucking up
ping
Narset and the
Teferi,
Teferi after bouncing. Yeah.
So I think against Jeskai Daybreacher it's good, but against Jeskai Control it shouldn't be that good.
I wasn't aware that there are two different Jeskai Control decks at the moment.
I mean-
I only know Daybreacher because of our local meta, and nobody there plays Jeskai Control, and
mean,
everyone
there
plays
are-
Daybreacher.
There are Jeskai Control, Jeskai Daybreacher, and Jeskai Kitten. Those are the three Jeskai decks, and Jeskai Mentor.
Yeah,
And Jeskai Delver.
but I think this mentor list is actually the Jeskai Control that we're talking about most of the time, because basically every
I mean,
one
there
has
are
mentor.
three mentor lists with three mentors and daces. Those were basically the deck I played
Okay,
against.
with daces you mean okay,
but those are the aggro lists.
yeah, but this normal Jeskai Control that I'm speaking of is like this Nif Shmurli list.
really
this-
slow Wandering Emperor control,
Expressive iteration,
expressive iteration,
and having just two mentors in the main for the win, something like this.
But actually, in the end, I was still a winner, because I bought myself an ice that said winner on it. No, but
Winner
for
at the
real,
end of the day.
because the gathering was just so great. I met so many old nice people and new nice people, and it was just fun as hell.
But I think we get a little bit also to our second main topic of the day, like talking about a little bit about the top 8 of the tournament and maybe the runner-up card of the tournament. The top 8, it was won by Dalibor Jego from Slovakia.
Woo!
With Esper Doomsday,
Very happy about this.
which is actually a fellow player from the Austrian circuit.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I've played so many times against him.
He's very familiar in our community, yes.
Yeah. And
And he's just a great guy. I gotta say, he's a great guy.
Yeah.
Very laid back
Absolutely.
and very calm, and like you said beforehand, very humble
Yeah.
in his plays, and just a real nice opponent.
For sure. Never salty, never kind of condescending, very pleasant experience to even lose to him.
Yeah, most of the time
and
we
win
lose to him.
against him.
Yeah. And win against him, yeah.
Yeah. And in second place, we have Mark-Eric Vogt on 4-color hamster control.
really nice as
Yeah,
well.
with 3 Minsk and Boom.
With 3 Minsk Impo main deck. Then we have in third and fourth place we have like Blue-Red Delver and Rak Delver. And then we have another 3 Blue-Red Delver and another 4-color Minsk control deck. So
Yeah, pretty Delver heavy.
pretty Delver heavy.
Brainstorm heavy. 32 brainstorms in the top 8.
Brainstorm is completely busted. Yeah.
Yeah, I was actually more disappointed in seeing not a single non-brainstorm deck in there than seeing 5 times Delver.
But to be
Yeah,
fair,
that's
It was more shock to me that I didn't saw a
But
single.
the meta
to be
was
fair-
so extremely heavy on Delver.
it is, to be fair, this top 8 is for Brainstorm, for Ponder, for Forces.
Yeah, that's true.
That's at the very least.
That's definitely in every deck.
Yeah.
And I mean, except for Doomsday, at least 2 Wastelands. Because like the 2 4-color control deck also played 2 Wastelands.
Yeah.
So it was like 4 Ponder, 4 Force of Will, 4 Brainstorm.
Very, very stacked.
Basically, the meta is Delver, Minsky Boo control, and then Doomsday.
And then Doomsday. I mean, I
And
don't
Doomsday
really
won.
think that it's that Doomsday heavy because, like, I mean,
No, it's just one. It's
Esper
just
Doomsday has such a good matchup actually against Delver because, like, Delver
Yeah.
said, yeah, after Cyber, you don't play Doomsday, you play Esper Manta,
Exactly.
and I mean, you just snack them. It's like. And something that Dalibor, because I talked to Dalibor after the 7th round, which he won, he was like 7-0, and he said, like, yeah, I just lost my first game of the day in round 7. So that means, like, even if he played against Delva, he basically doomsdayed them out in game 1. So, pretty sick
Yeah, I
round
mean,
of him.
you have Baleful's tricks to stall them all day, basically, even
Yeah.
game 1. So this deck is really, I mean, it is similar capable to Stonewall Delver like the decks that I played, which is Doomblade.
Yeah.
It's just a little bit different mix that it doesn't have the Stoneforge Mystic package in the game 1 strategy. But besides that, Doomsday, this version is very much geared to also win against Delver in game 1.
Yeah.
I really like this list. I
Very
like it
much.
more than the Turbo
Turbo.
Doomsday list.
It is slower.
With the personal tutors.
It is definitely slow. It can't,
You can't really win on the first turn.
not really on the first turn, and also not really win on the same turn as your Doomsday. It is possible, but unlikely. In that sense, you have to build a lot of past the turn piles.
Yeah.
But it has a lot, very powerful disruption. I think the Spell Pierces are a very nice addition from Dalibor. Gearing, kind of tempoing out the control decks when they just want to tap out their planeswalkers, you can just spell pierce them. And yeah, sneak in the Doomsday here and there, and against tempo and faster decks, just ditch the Doomsday plan and just bring
Play
in all the
Manta.
removal Dementors and play Esper Control.
Yeah.
And should we talk about this one little nice spicy
And treat the
sideboard card?
Angels.
And treat the Angels. A really nice card, I want to say.
I just saw it, and I mean, it just makes sense. I mean,
Yeah.
it's really, really cool.
And it's extremely
Entreat not also a really good card against like Delver?
Yeah,
Because
absolutely.
Entreat for 3 angels, what do they do?
Yeah.
What did do?
I don't, the question that you gotta ask yourself is there a kind of a scenario where you just ditch Thassa's Oracle at all and just go Doomsday for Entreat, and that's the plan?
Yeah.
Doomsday for Entreat
Sounds
with 2
so
Dark
nice.
Ritual in hand.
Yeah. Sounds like a
Wow.
good plan, right?
Okay. You've got me going. This is totally my jam right now.
Just skip Thassa's Oracle. Entreat is the new Doomsday win con.
Make 5 angels. Oh
Gain
god, I
an
love
extra
it.
turn. But yeah.
Nice tournament.
Yeah. Do you want to talk about the big hamster in the room, or should we keep it up for our next talk in like 6
Nah,
weeks?
we just make it here and short and fast. There were fucking amazing amount of hamsters everywhere running around in Bologna.
Really.
And yeah, hamster seems like a really strong card currently. I mean, something that I currently like in running around on Twitter is like, you kind of can board now Plague Engineer against
Wow,
those
I didn't
decks
think
because
of
you
that.
play Plague Engineer on hamster, and then there won't be a hamster anytime soon. So yeah,
That's a very nice pack.
so I really like that. We will see an increase in Hydroblast, and yeah, I mean, Minskin Poo basically won the Saturday challenge in 4-color control, the Sunday challenge in Naya Depths, and went second and another place in the top 8 at the Four Seasons. So will be definitely a strong card that has to be reckoned with. And yeah.
But I also think it's very much flavor of the month right now.
Exactly.
Everybody just plays it up and down, and I think it's a little bit too much played that it should be.
I think that the real cool place is Naya Depths for this card.
Yeah, that's
because
true.
you fling the Marit Large into your opponent's face and you just won.
Yeah, also
and-
in 4-color control, I also like it to just fling the Uro in the opponent's face.
Yeah.
Whatever,
And rebuy it, yeah?
And rebite, yeah.
Attack with it, sack it, rebuy it. How strong is this?
I mean, if you have an Uro and a Minskin Poo on the battlefield, you're already pretty good.
Yeah.
And you don't have to fling it.
but you have a really you have a strong clock.
Yeah, absolutely.
And even if the Uro gets stonewalled, you just fling it and rebuy it and fling it again.
And there has been a very nice game that I saw on the Four Seasons stream where...
You mean where Mark won in the last 2 minutes?
Exactly, yes. Just because of Minskin Poo and the power level, the trample that it has, he won against the true name nemesis of his opponent.
I have to it was round 4? Round 5?
I don't remember the round, but it was certainly a really, really cool match to watch.
I think it was round 4 because I talked afterwards with him. So yeah, definitely rewatch the content of the Four Seasons. I think Nicolo, Samuele, and Andalo Lorenzo did a pretty good job.
Yeah.
And yeah.
I think this wraps it up nicely.
Yeah, we will wrap this episode here right now. If you like what we are doing, consider following us on Twitter. It's @response_legacy. And also the Season 8 of the Austrian Legacy League has started last Friday. So follow us also there on Twitter @Austrian_legacy, or keep up to date with the newest infos, metagame and deck lists on austrian-legacy.com. And if you want to follow me on Twitter, it's @FinnickMTG, PHINEKMTG.
And if you want to support what we are doing, you can join our Patreon on www.patreon.com/response_legacy. Got it. And you can follow me on Twitter. It's @UnicornLord, but the Lord is a 0. Where can we find you, Daniel?
You can also find me on Twitter. It is @FlyingDelver.
And also on Instagram.
And you can find Daniel also on his website.
Which is greatness@anycost.com.
And with that, we call it the end.
This was In Response, a Legacy podcast. If you enjoyed the ride, feel free to support the show by following, leaving a review, or subscribe on patreon.com/response_legacy.